What's up everyone, John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here. Every few months I like to do a What's on my iPad update. There are a lot of really cool applications out there, and in the comments oftentimes I learn about new apps that I never knew of. So most times these videos are really just for my benefit to learn some of the cool things that you guys have found for your iPads. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so my first screen here of apps, you can see there's the search. There's nothing really fancy, probably most of the same applications that you guys have. Leads off with YouTube. I actually watch a ton of YouTube videos on here now with AirPlay. I just fling them to my Apple TV downstairs and just watch whatever I like. It's a lot of fun to be able to watch YouTube videos and keep up with all my subscriptions and learn about new tech and cars and all the other stuff that I like right on the iPad. Next, we've got Photos. Obviously, everybody knows Photos. Notes, Game Center, iBooks, and videos, all pretty standard stuff. Next is Skyfire. It is actually an iPhone application, but it does let you view some Flash content. I sort of did a whole demonstration of this in a iPhone overview. But what it does, you can see I was looking at puppy videos. My wife and I are considering getting a dog. It'll play Flash content, some of it, not all of it. It'll buffer it down there, and you hit play, and it goes ahead and just plays. If you want a full demonstration of Skyfire, I'll put a link to it down below. And then, of course, settings, but that's not all. Let's go ahead and continue. Nothing really out of the ordinary at the top here. Contacts, iTunes, iPod, Maps, Pet Finder. Mentioned that whole looking for a dog thing. It's got a list of all the dogs that are available for adoption in your area. Add your area by breed, by size, and stuff. You can see it's scaled all poorly, so it is an iPhone application. But it's fun if you're looking to adopt an animal. You can see dogs, cats, others, and the like. Next, Pages, Numbers, and Keynote. Obviously, if you want to edit and create some of your Word, PowerPoint, Excel, or iWork-esque documents, that's going to be the way to go. I do a lot of reading, and sometimes I do the reading on the iPad when I feel like my eyes really need some abuse. I will head on over to the Kindle store here, which is right there. I've got it on my computer. I've got a Kindle application, so it's nice to be able to keep all my books within that ecosystem. Analytics HD is an application that lets me actually get access to Google Analytics, so I can track trends and track traffic, things like that. There is an iPhone version as well. Next is Sports Center. This is an application that I probably look at more than I should. You can see all my favorite teams. You can set up whatever teams you like. So I'm, of course, a Southern California sports guy, so I got my Lakers, Bruins, and Angels. You can go ahead and see all the news that's here today. It's kind of cool. You can go ahead and watch what you like, but also we'll play videos from ESPN.com sort of right in the browser. So go ahead and hit play, and all that content will buffer up. Now, you can go to ESPN.com and actually still watch some of those videos and get a lot of the same article content. This is just optimized for the iPad. I kind of like the ticker at the bottom, although I do oftentimes still go to ESPN.com. So that is the ESPN app. The Weather Channel. I have a weird obsessive compulsive thing where I always got to know what the weather is outside. I always have to know what time it is. There's got to be something behind that. But to sort of feed my diseases, I guess, this is the Weather Channel app. I like to know sort of what it is like outside. I am in Irvine in Southern California right now. I know some guys might be a little upset. 63 degrees Fahrenheit. I went to college in upstate New York in Rochester. I looked at the weather oftentimes in Rochester, and I saw they got dumped in snow. It's like 4 degrees. So I'm very happy to be where it does not snow and is quite warm. That is the Weather Channel. There's a ton of weather apps. Am I missing one that might feed my addiction a bit better? I'd love to hear from you guys. Next, Wall Street Journal, which is in my opinion one of the killer apps for the iPad. It's a great way to go ahead and keep up on all of your journal content. You can see actually I haven't read it in about 2 weeks. We'll go ahead and open up an older issue, and I can show you what this looks like. It looks very similar, obviously, to the Wall Street Journal. That's its name. It's loading up a back issue here. Sometimes it can take some time. If you leave the application open and then close it, it'll download the stuff in the background. I hadn't opened it in about a week. So you can go ahead and go through and sort of view different pages. You can pull down and jump to different sections and jump back out to different issues if you like. So go ahead and back and launch Mondays. You go ahead and jump to your sections for your Wall Street Journal and pick where you want to go, marketplace, whatever it might be. If you find an article that you like, So let's say I want to read about Fiat 500, new car coming to the US. Actually saw it at the LA Auto Show. It looks sort of very mini-like. It was kind of a good looking car though, a nice, cheaper, safe, very fuel efficient way to travel. So you want to read the article, you're reading it, okay, you're done. You can pinch back. You're supposed to be able to pinch back and go back to where you were. There you go. All right, that's the Wall Street Journal. That is a subscription service. Bloomberg is a great way to track stocks. There are a ton of stock applications out there. I like Bloomberg. It gives you almost real-time updates for your stock portfolio. Next is Netflix. Netflix is kind of a must-have, especially now that they've got that web-only option. Lets me check out my content. Although I know I say it's a must-have, but I don't really use it that much anymore. I don't know, maybe it's because I don't have that much free time, or I'm just not watching that much streaming content. However, I always like to know that it's there. It's comforting. It's like a warm glass of milk. Goodreader is an application that's super important for an iPad. It lets you open other document files that maybe you couldn't open if you didn't have the pages, numbers, and keynotes option, and a few other file formats. It looks pretty straightforward. The UI isn't very exciting. You don't actually end up opening the application quite a bit. You don't open the application at all. Oftentimes when you view an attachment, it'll ask if you want to open it using Goodreader, and it's more of just a conduit for opening content. Angry Birds, of course. Here's my Angry Birds impression. Which is awful. You'll notice that I am horribly musically not gifted. That's the original Angry Birds game, not Seasons or Halloween. I'm still trying to beat it. I'll get there eventually. This powerful, big, sometimes expensive tablet is oftentimes turned into just a big calculator for me. So I've got two calculator options here. Jumbo and calculator. So if you want to calculate, those are good things to do. The next one here is Atomic Browser. There's a paid version. This is the light one. It's a Safari replacement. Actually has a lot of really, really cool features. And this might actually merit its own video. But let me just show you guys real quickly what this is. So pretty simply, it's a web browser. You notice tabs there play a pretty prominent role. Let's go ahead and let's open up a website. And this should look pretty familiar. So I'll go ahead and jump into, let's say, technobuffalo.com. And you'll see you can open up in the same tab. You can go ahead and start new tabs, which is kind of neat, and they'll stay open right across the top. So a great way to sort of jump back and forth in between tabs, so you don't have to sort of hit another button and get your window, find the window you want, and then jump to it. There are a lot of really good settings too. So you've got a private mode, which sometimes you might want. Lock rotation, increase font size, hide the tab bar if you don't like it there, and there are just a ton of other settings here. You can go ahead and go through, get a lot more customization you don't necessarily get with Safari. So you're looking for another browser and one that you're really not going to lose functionality from Safari. In fact, you're going to gain options. Check out Atomic. Next, I've got Pac-Man. Pac-Man. Again, sort of the as powerful and everything that the iPad can do. I oftentimes find myself using it for the simplest of tasks. And I love me some Pac-Man. So it's a great way to get your Pac on. Financial Times Mobile Edition. I just downloaded this and it super sucks. I like reading the Financial Times, but this is some odd subscription model. It doesn't really let you get access to much content. You get like snippets of things. I'm not that enthused with the Financial Times here, but it does have that sort of salmon pinkish hue like the newspaper does, so that's fun. And I think that is it. I use Twitterific as my main Twitter client. Safari, Mail, Calendar, App Store. All that stuff you guys have seen before. So I want to know what applications I'm missing. Is there something that's going to do an awesome job? It's something that you think everybody should know about? If it's a great application and I find myself using it a lot, I'm going to share it with the audience. I think this is a really fun way for us to interact and share some information. So I want to hear about your iPad apps, and I'll make one of these videos too for the iPhone. Anyway guys, I am John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo, and I will see you in the next video. Creepy bye!